What a wonderful day to connect. So today is CNC and CNC is going on. So I'm sure that, all of you who are connected here, almost 300 friends who are connected here. I think all of them have, achieved their consistency goals and we are all connected here. Whatever little I could understand, I have started understanding, Tamil also. Ashok was telling something about, 40 years of my experience of pharma and, 3 years experience in the Vestige. Let me tell you very clearly, I have in my last, 3 years, I've completely forgotten pharma and I only remember Vestige. Okay, so
Great, sir.
it's all Vestige all the way. In fact, today also I had a meeting with some top frontliners. They had come here. We were discussing about things. So they said, Mr. Suri, you've completely into the system now. I said 3 years is a very long time, but in these 3 years, so many things have happened that I feel that it is like 30 years. So lot of things, lot of changes. And as Ashok was saying, we met as management. We met you in Vestige Rise. That was our meeting in the recent past. I can recall Vestige Rise, where we talked about billion-dollar vision. Our founder, managing director, a visionary person who has brought direct selling into the forefront in India. He talked about a billion-dollar vision. And then, we continued to work. The organization worked, created plans, and of course, we met again. We met again during the anniversary. Some of you, and I can see Mr. Rajan, Mr. Paul Raj, and of course many others who were there, in Colombo. So in Colombo, 2nd June, we for the first time celebrated our anniversary internationally, and we discussed about our plans on about how to go about achieving that the $1 billion. And then of course the 7th June there was an anniversary program in Delhi where we talked about in detail what is our roadmap, how we are going to do, how we are going to achieve these the $1 billion journey, how we are going to embark upon this $1 billion journey. There were a lot of things which were shared. And when we talk of $1 billion, what comes to your mind? I'm sure many of you think that okay, it is going to be a turnover of almost about 10,000 crores, but that is not what excites us as management. When we talk about $1 billion, of course, it is going to be 9,500 crore turnover, which also means the monthly turnover will be about 800 crores. But think of $1 billion means that there will be, if there is a 39% payout, the payout will be about 3,700 crores annual payout, bonus payout. Monthly payout will be more than 300 crores. The payout itself will go up significantly. And when the payout goes up, what happens? What does it mean? It means huge huge opportunity for all of us. How to, we all are looking at how to, increase our income, how to change the lives of people. When you change the lives of people in your teams, your life and your income automatically changes, improves, increases. So this is what it means. And if we want to achieve these things, friends, it means that we also need to do things. If we have to touch that $1 billion goal, or if we want to achieve or increase our income, we have to do things which are very, very different from what we are doing. There is a need to change the way we work. And if we want to change the way we work, we also first need to change our mindset. And that is what we have been talking about. We cannot continue to do the same things. We cannot continue to do the same things the same way and expect a different result. If we want a different result, if we want the incomes to go up, we should go and we have to do different things. And that is why you must have seen that, This time we talked about many different and exciting things. Many different and exciting things. I am sure all of you are aware. But for the first time after many years, we have announced a new level. We have announced a new position. And what is it? We have talked about platinum due CD. So let me, in this group, once again take this opportunity to congratulate Mr. Rajan, who is in the list of the first DOCDs. I'm sure a round of applause for Mr. Rajan. Congratulations, sir, once again. Congratulations for becoming, DUCD, platinum DUCD in the first month itself. So this is a great achievement, and I'm sure that your this achievement is going to motivate and inspire hundreds and thousands of your friends in Tamil Nadu to achieve this level, because this is a very unique and a highly prestigious level that has been created in Vestige, and there are only 8 people who have qualified to this level in the first go. So this was one of the things which was announced in this particular in this particular anniversary meet. So we have a platinum DUCD. We have also, there are many other things which have been, many other changes which have been announced, and we went to 150 PV consistency. We have started recognizing and rewarding 150 PV consistency. I must admit that there was a feedback that okay, we should get back to 100 PV. So we have again introduced 100 PV consistency. This only shows that the management, our your management is always sitting with open ears, just ready to see that all of us grow up. So there was a feedback that okay, we should the revert. So that is what has been done. You're aware that we have now international trips. So every year, in addition to whatever trips we have through the travel fund, there will be an international trip for UCD and above. So for UCD and above, there will be trips, and this is means anniversary celebration. And this anniversary celebrations, this will be a totally free trip, and there is a VIP, for UCDs and above. All those who have a payout of more than 50 lakhs, they'll be given a single ticket. All those people who achieve a payout of more than 1 crore will get a couple ticket. So this is something again very exciting. So every year we will have a celebration outside. There is also a domestic trip. I will not get into the details of the offers, but I'm just trying to say there is so much which has created excitement in the entire organization. We have introduced value packs, the agri packs. In fact, you will be surprised, and even we were surprised. Agri packs, we have sold agri packs more than worth 5 crores. Agri packs more than worth 5 crores in the first month itself. Vestige, healthcare value pack. It also met with a huge success. And of course, there were people who wanted to use the self-care value pack, and that was also. So these value packs, which were introduced last month, they have created a huge momentum, and there was huge. They have met with huge success, and we are seeing the same trend as of now, even in this month. Last month, after the introduction of these offers and many other things which were introduced, there was a significant jump in business. One of the things which I'm sure must be on the top of your minds also, and I will talk about that, is matching club incentive. I am sure today there are people who are thinking that it is a great thing which has happened, and there are people who are feeling challenges. So let me just give you a brief thought behind this. Why did we come out with this matching club incentive? It was not that and of course, let me clarify, we are not becoming a binary company. Our plan will continue to be a generational plan. Okay, this was introduced keeping two objectives in mind. One of the challenges that we were facing as an organization is that our joining had become stable. we were not able to increase our joining, and the joining revenue every month, the joining contribution, the PV coming from new joinings was almost to the tune of about 15%. For any organization uh, to grow at a healthy pace and have a good growth, you need to have joining contributing to almost about 30%. So this was significantly lower than what we expected. So we wanted to bring in that change. Now, looking at the other side, our repurchase business is the best in the industry. You have created a group of, you have created teams where there is a consistent business, and consistent business also means consistent check. So your checks are consistent, but when it came to growth, there was a little bit of a challenge, and to bring in that momentum, this particular aspect was studied for a very, very long time. For the management was reviewing this for many months, and then finally decided that okay, this is going to be a good option. Another part, if you just look at people, because networks, when you look at any network, when you create, you will keep on adding people, and there will be people who will keep on moving out also. So most of the people who were moving out and continuing to do networking or continuing to be in the direct selling business, these people were moving to mostly binary type of companies, because they thought that okay, there is a quicker money, in the sense that in our type of network, when a person joins and he tries to become bronze, he takes about 4 to 6 months. And in those 4 to 6 months after becoming bronze, if the person is not making PBB, the bonus, team building bonus, then the average income is just about 1,500 to 2,000 rupees per month, or the first month. The payout is about 1,500 to 2,000 rupees, 1,800, 1,900, 2,000. In this particular scenario, if the person is willing to put in that efforts, there is a strong possibility, very strong possibility of increasing the income significantly in the first month, in the second month. So that is something, so this particular aspect was thought about, that okay, fine, this can help in the joining, increasing, bringing in the momentum of joining. This could also lead to people getting newer people back into the system, or old people into the system, and which has started happening. So this is something which we looked into, and that is how it moved ahead. However, we must also understand that any new thing when we try, it takes little time to settle. Some of us quickly learned about how this is going to work, and some of us were a little slow, in the sense that it took some time by the time our sales teams could reach you, explain to you. So there is a need for a little better understanding, which our sales teams are trying to do. I'm sure Basha and Ashok and the teams from Vishnu, all these people are going to uh, give you clues as to how to move about in a manner in which you can increase your checks in this particular scenario from matching club incentive. So we are taking certain corrections. You know that your management takes the feedback, works on them. So we are looking into certain things which will help to bring in more clarity, so that the incomes go up. The whole idea of bringing this was to bring in positivity, to bring in increase in the checks, increase in your income, which has happened in many cases. But yes, there are certain cases where the income has come primarily from the joining PV, and they were not calculated in the repurchase. So there is little bit of shake up in this month in few cases. But I am sure with better planning, the things will certainly improve from this month, and that's what we are looking forward to. As far as our portfolio is concerned, we are going to add newer products. which are going to help. In fact, at Colombo, there was a list of products which was shared. There are going to be new introductions in the categories which are of prime focus. We have the categories where we are going to focus as we move towards the $1 billion journey. The most important category will continue to be health category. In addition to health category, and where you have seen that we are trying to bring in new introductions. There are many products in the pipeline which you will see. I think from next 1 month onwards, there will be two products introduced every month. So there will be newer products which are more contemporary, and also we are trying to bring in the new variants of the existing products, so it will help, and new and better variants. So we are working on those variants from next month onwards. In fact, today only there were two products which came to me, and we have already they are ready for marketing, and you will see my videos, management videos, reaching you very soon. So newer products in the healthcare range. You have another big opportunity which is available with all of us in the weight management category. You know that we have got a large portfolio now, and this large portfolio is helping us counter the leader in this space in the category of weight management. In the category of weight management, we have only one organization which has got a large base in India. So we are the only company. We were talking about it. The management was having a meeting. Internally, we were discussing which company can challenge a large multinational. I think the only company which has got the portfolio, which has got the right leadership, which has got the best systems, which has got the best training programs, learning systems, that is Vestige. So you people are the ones who can really bring in that change in the market, and we are seeing that change every month. Westlim business is showing significant jump, and in most of the markets. So I'm sure that South has been slightly slow, but I'm sure as we move ahead, in pockets it is doing well. But it is a huge opportunity for you to develop this particular category. And for this particular category, now the portfolio, when it comes to the product range, we have got almost complete product range which can help us to challenge the team, which is the organization which considers itself a leading organization. Even if you are able to break few leaders, each one of you, if you start breaking, I'm sure it will add to a significant volumes for you, because this is one particular category where there is a huge amount of retailing, and the joining itself starts very often with 1000 PV. So we are talking about 300 PV in the matching club incentive. Most of the joinings that we see in this particular space of weight management, the joinings are with 1000 PV. So that is another category where you should continue your focus. We continue to focus on agri category. Agri, we had some challenges related to licensing, but thanks to our branch teams and our head office, regulatory teams, we are trying to we have been able to get licenses in most of the states everywhere now. So with this, our agri sales are also showing significant jump, and we are into the agri season in most part of the country. So agri business, in fact, last month it had just doubled, and we are again expecting minimum 50% growth. So I'm sure that those of you who have focus on agri business, if you continue your focus, there will be a significant jump that we are expecting in this month also. And this is also going to be a category of the future. We are working with certain other partners to develop some new products in this category also, which will help us to move ahead and bring in better revenue for all of you. So more PVs, more income as far as agri-business is concerned. The fourth category, of course, continues to be skincare, and we continue to regularly introduce newer products in that category, and that's how we are going to move. Not only the products, the other important thing which all of us, I'm sure, agree, is the service. So on the service front, I'm sure Satish is also connected here. Today I can see his name. So we are working on improving the service. In fact, I must put on record that Tamil Nadu is one of the states where our online orders are serviced in the best possible manner. But we are still trying to further improve this in not only in Chennai but across the country. We are trying to work out, bring in new systems so that we are able to bring in better services, better availability, and though we have this particular system of dynamic billing, but our thought is that we should reach a situation where dynamic billing is not required at all. So people should be able to we should be able to service the products at the first go, and that is the direction in which we are moving. So I'm sure that better services, a good portfolio of products, the right mindset. So these are the things which are going to help us move and progress in our journey towards $1 billion. All these new things, whatever we introduce, I'm sure that we need to move ahead with a very, very positive mind. So there are many interesting things that you will, see on even on the MCI front. You will find that we are trying to further improvise and make things more achievable for all of you. But if we want to grow our business, if we want to grow our checks, if we want improvement, we will need to improve the joinings, the quality of the joinings. So when I say quality of the joinings, also means that fine, there are people who can join with lower PV. It is not that we have changed anything. People can join with 100 PV, people can join with 60 PV, but they should try and reach the 300 PV, and that is when the real repurchase starts. People have been talking to us. See, the name of the game has changed slightly. So you should not compare it with the past. Look at how to present. And in case you need any support, please talk to Ashok, talk to Basha, how to present this. So we have to present it differently. We cannot continue to talk about performance bonus. So this is something which we need to address if we are getting stuck there. If we are not getting stuck there, that is good. There are many people, and you must have seen on the social media, there are many people who have significantly improved their checks this year. What we are trying to do is, maybe in 2 days time you will get a PPT which we will be sharing with you as to people who have increased their checks, how they have made their structure, the actual structures. Of course, we'll hide the name, but we will share with you what people have done, how they have created a structure which has helped them to significantly increase their income in this particular month. We also have come out with an offer which you all know, to promote, to enhance the rewards for MCI. In addition to 900 rupees that we get for each pairing, there is a reward at five pairs. You get 5,000 rupees voucher, and then at 15, 25, and 50 pairings. So these are the things which are available as tools. Now, when you come to overall business, our standard business, I'm sure if we have to succeed here, we need to focus on the 5 R's. And that is the standard practice: recruitment. That is the first thing. Without recruitment, this business cannot grow. Recruitment, repurchase, retailing, relationships. You have to strengthen your relationships with your teams, and last, of course, is retention. So these 5 R's, which I call recruitment, repurchase, retailing, relationship, and retention. These 5 R's are most critical for us if we want to grow in our business. And of course, if we have to get better results, we need to have a growth mindset. We can only grow if there is a growth mindset. See, there will always be challenges. If we work with a fixed mindset, if we think of challenges, then we will see only challenges. If you look at the opportunities, you will also always see opportunities. So there is a huge opportunity. There are many people. There are many people who have, in this first month itself, they have of our MCI, they have, significantly, enhanced their checks, and also they have been able to achieve that upper limit of 100 pairings per week. So many of them have done that. So we are going to share, the data, because we were looking at it at different levels. How many people have achieved? There are people who have crossed 100, even at, bronze, silver. There are people who have achieved that pairing, though the number is less, but there are many who have done 5, 10, 15. So you have to see in your teams how, people are using, this new MCI offer which is there, because this is, I am again talking about MCI, because this is very critical. It helps us to increase the joining, and without joining, there will not be significant growth. And when we are talking of getting new consumers, we are talking of getting new consumers, because this is basically a business of consumption. Until and unless you get new consumers, the business will not grow. So once you get new consumers, then the business will start growing. So it is basically the focus, is on getting new consumers. And of course, initially, if you get matching club incentive from the next month onwards, once they complete 300 PV purchase, every business will get into repurchase. So that is something which is going to, which is going to help us. So if you look at the entire scenario as an organization, we are ready for the next leap. It is not the past. In the last 22 years, you have seen we started, some of you have been associated for a very, very long time. From a humble beginning, we have reached a level where we have become India's leading multinational direct selling organization, which is spread outside India. So we are spreading wings not only in India, but also outside India. Recently, Mr. Bali, let me share with you, has signed a MOU, Memorandum of Understanding, with one of our partners, and we are going to open CMAC countries. CMAC is a big part of Africa. 6 countries are part of it. So we are going to open in the next few months. You will see announcements coming your way. We are going to open 6 more countries in Africa. So we are moving to different parts of the world. How it helps you? It gives you an opportunity to create your networks not only in India, but outside India also. So we are moving aggressively. You must have heard Mr. Bali always, talks about the vision. By 2030, the plan of the organization is to be available in 30 countries. So all these, opportunities will be there for you to grow your business and achieve your goals, achieve your dreams. And I'm sure when you are going to achieve your dreams, your personal dreams, the family dreams, you will also be helping thousands of people, thousands and thousands who will be part of your network. You will help them to achieve achieve their dreams. So I'm sure all in all, these are very, very exciting times. Very, very exciting times. We are on a threshold of a quantum jump. But when you are preparing for a quantum jump, we all need to take a leap of faith. Have trust, have confidence. Those of you who have been in the system for a very, very long time, you can trust this management. If there is anything which is, creating any discomfort, please be rest assured, we are working on it. We will be addressing it. We just want that, your focus should be on changing the lives of people, and with that, changing your own life. So that is our focus. If there are certain challenges, they have already reached us through your leaders. Many of you are in touch with us. So we are addressing those things, and you will soon see, some queries, some resolution of the challenges which you are currently facing. But overall, as an organization, we believe we are, buoyant. We are moving in the right direction, and we are very confident that 2030 we will be a billion-dollar organization. So, friends, this is all that I had to share with you. Over to you, Ashok.
Thank you so much, sir. In fact,
Any particular thing that if there is any important question, anything, I can take few questions, because that is why to cut it short. If there is anything that comes to you, which is at in the top of the mind in most of the people's case, so I can look at it. But it was really wonderful connecting with all of you.
Certainly, sir. Because as you have said, like in the within 2 days, like as the management has planned, like to give us much more clarity on how this MCA is going to really make them make money out of it. So that was a really wonderful message, sir. Because when you say that management always listens to the distributors, like already many things have reached to the management, and yes, sir. So I just wanted to give that confidence to the people, like. Yes, management
Sure.
is not that. Yes, sir, please.
No, no, sure, sure. See,
Yeah.
there are things which have reached us. We are certainly looking at there was some technical glitches also. Let me admit, but those technical glitches are being resolved. We are also working on making things little easier. Like this time, people worked on the total PV, so there was little. Yeah, people were not clear how much is the joining PV, how much is the repurchase PV. So soon, very soon, your apps will start showing joining PV and repurchase PV separately, so that people are able to understand, how much of your repurchase PV is there. See, the name of the game is very simple. See that you maintain your repurchase PV and let the joining be, coming on top of it. That is where your, entire business will go. I'll tell you this time what happened. It is a learning for all of us. People kept on looking at their total PV. A lot of your PV came from activation, which was actually joining PV. So people looked at the total PV, whereas the repurchase PV was little less. And though it was part of consistency and everything, but it was not part of that nine income plan. Joining PV was moving out. So that is why, in some cases, you will find that a person is coming and telling me, and they must be telling you first. Many of you, your bronze, silver, gold, and anybody for that matter. Sir, my PV has gone up and my check has come down. The point
Yes.
is that and we have been doing that exercise here. You won't believe I'm still sitting in the office.
Yes, sir.
We have, meetings with, leaders, top leaders coming to us. Sir, these three people, I want the details. The PV has gone up. So we are showing them that, sir, their repurchase PV has come down. Activation, many people have done activation and have just, relaxed. Once you do activation, you have to do pairing below you. So people thought that pairing will happen automatically. I should do my activation so that I should not miss on anything which is coming my way. I should not lose that 900 rupees or 800 rupees or 2700 rupees. That pairing happened and my activation was not there. So I did not get anything. Activation was one time that, okay, you want to be part of it. But you have to start working on joining and creating pairing. Work on that. It is not 300 PV is essential. Please remember, the joining is not changed. You can get a joining with, you get three joinings of 100 PV each. You make it 300. You get 300 PV, 100 PV, three joinings on the other side. You make one pair. So, joining all of us. I am not saying one person, all of us, if we want healthier growth for your networks, for your business, we need to work on joining. We are a stable network, but my dear friends, in this changing era, stability or having status quo, that same level, with the passage of time, means your net worth is coming down. So we need to grow, and the best growth comes in the networks only through joining. So joining is the name of the game. Okay. So that is the reason I've just, I don't want to take individual questions, but yes, there are people where the checks have, reduced because the total PV was higher, and that is because the most of the PV went to joining.
True,
Okay, it
sir.
was activation PV. And many of you have large networks. So large networks means a lot of, suppose 100 people put in 40 PV each, it becomes 4,000 PV. Just joining PV. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Certainly, sir. This is a very good insight. Definitely, sir. Because now people will
But we are wiser
understand.
and, sorry, we are wiser now. We know that activation is separate or joining is separate and repurchase is separate. And this month, there is no activation.
Right, sir.
Most of your people, I'm not saying zero activation, there will be the older people whomsoever wanted to activate, do activation, most of them, 80% of them have done last month. So this month it is all repurchase. So keep your focus on repurchase and keep your focus on joining and try to bring in matching. Okay. And don't bother
Definitely,
about
definitely, sir.
matching because in our case, in our organization, matching, if you don't do it in 1 week, it is carried forward next week. If you don't do it next week, it is carried forward next week. If you don't do it in the third week, it is carried forward in the fourth week. It is carried forward to the next month. So you are not losing any PV. And believe me, we also had internal discussion. We do not want so much of carry forward. This time, the many people, there is a carry forward. We also, as a company, as management, do not want carry forward. For me, also, it is a burden. No, if I have not given you your payment on that carried forward PV, it is burden on me because you will do it next month, you will do it next to next month. Whenever you do, I have to pay you. So I also want to square up my payment. You do your activation, you make your pairing, and that is what we are going to encourage. Do your pairing, and we will try to facilitate it in the best possible manner. Okay. Yes,
Yes, sir.
Ashok.
Yes, sir. Yeah, definitely, sir. Because, dear Vestigians, hope our CEO's presentation today, he made everything very clear. So, wherever things have gone wrong, or maybe like where there's area of rectification, and this is the month, definitely we are going to reach greater heights. So people would have understood now, like where the focus had deviated, and from where we have to again come back and restart our work. So
There is.
repurchase and வரணும் அப்படிங்கிறது திரும்ப ஒர்க் பண்ணிட்டு இருக்காங்க. இன்ஃபேக்ட் Suri sir always he starts his work at 9 a.m. still in the office, and exclusively for us today he has given this presentation. So he wanted us to he wants to meet. So when I requested him, he addressed to the entire Tamil Nadu people. Thank you
Thank you so much.
so
Thank you
much
so much,
for
guys.
your valuable time, sir. So definitely,
Uh, Thank you so much. I'm
uh,
signing off,
we will
Ashok.
we
Thank you
will.
so much. Wish
Sir.
you well. Thank you.
Great, sir. Great, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you.